guys, this is Parr here, and welcome to a Minecraft Top 10 video. Today, we are looking at the Ender Dragon. So we all know what the Ender Dragon looks like in the original Minecraft textures, but what does he look like in all of the different textures, and which ones are the best ones? That is what we're going to be counting down today. We're going to be counting down from 10 to number 1 being my favourite, and these are the textures that are on the PlayStation 4 edition of Minecraft. And I'm basing this list on a couple of different things, one being, of course, my personal favourites, how awesome they look to me, and also how well the Ender Dragon suits the theme of the texture. Does it actually make sense? That's my kind of question. So let's waste no more time and let's jump into the list. In 10th place, we have the City Texture Pack, and to be honest, this one very nearly didn't make the list. There was actually other ones that originally I thought were slightly better, but I re-looked at it and I actually really enjoyed what this one was all about, because I actually figured out what the dragon was supposed to be. It's supposed to be kind of like a gargoyle, and obviously you can imagine that in like a city sort of setting, you know, like a gargoyle kind of dragon on the side of a building. So that is the reason why it just made the list at the number 10 slot. At number 9, we have the LittleBigPlanet texture, and this one, I actually quite enjoyed this one, and but there are ones that are, of course, I found a lot better, which is, of course, why it's only in the number 9 slot. But I really do like the look of this one. It's very kind of colourful, and it's very kind of representative of the LittleBigPlanet kind of setting and the game. And I just, you know, it's nice and bright, but it's not too far off the original Ender Dragon skin. So, but yeah, it's interesting anyway. At number 8, we have the Fantasy Texture Pack, and I really like this dragon actually, because it very much to me does look like that typical kind of dragon that you would get in like a fantasy kind of setting, and the way it's kind of like designed as well, it's kind of like it's got armor on, and it looks like it's one of those dragons that is rideable as well. You can imagine like having a dragon rider that would you know, ride a dragon basically in like a fantasy movie or something like that. And I really like the kind of glowing kind of like diamond sort of light that it has on its belly as well. I think that was just a nice little touch. At number 7, we have the Skyrim texture pack, and this one, to be honest, only just made it above the Fantasy texture pack, because to me it's quite a similar one. Obviously Fantasy, Skyrim, very, very similar kind of theme, but this one made a slightly higher slot just because of the fact that it's Skyrim, and the design of the dragon is very much like the main dragon that is in the Skyrim game itself, the Elder Scrolls game. And of course that dragon, if I do remember the name correctly, is called Alduin, and you know, just representative of a very, very awesome game and very memorable game. So definitely a higher place than the fantasy one. At number 6, we have the Festive texture, and this one is actually just is one of those ones that kind of made me laugh a little bit and just made me smile a little bit. So basically, it is pretty much the standard Ender Dragon, but in a Santa's outfit, and you know, you're going to expect that sort of thing in a festive kind of texture. But I just thought it was really, really cool idea that they did that. They could have changed it up to be something completely different, but the fact that it's, you know, the Ender Dragon wearing a Santa's outfit, it's even got like the white beard as well. And I just thought it was really, really cool and just definitely fitting for this top 10 list. In 5th place, we have the Pattern Texture Pack, and this one is a very interesting one. It's definitely very, very colourful. It is a bizarre Ender Dragon, and of course, you know, it's well fitting for that kind of pattern texture. You know, if you're going to have a pattern kind of texture pack, then you're going to want things to, you know, have patterns all over, and that's exactly what is achieved on this Ender Dragon texture. And I just think it just looks really cool. It kind of reminds me a bit like a peacock, you know, those kind of birds. Even though obviously birds aren't dragons, you know what I mean. It just kind of reminds me of that, just with a colour scheme there. At number 4, we have the Chinese Mythology texture pack, and this one I was really impressed by, to be honest, and I love the fact that basically they've changed the Ender Dragon into a typical Chinese dragon, and of course you'd expect nothing less than that for a Chinese Chinese mythology texture pack. And I love the fact that it doesn't have wings either, because traditionally Chinese, those Chinese kind of dragons, they don't basically have wings. That's the kind of way they're set up. So it's just this kind of it's more like a snake kind of dragon, if that makes sense. But I love the way it looks, I love the colours, and it just reminds me, if you didn't know and just looked at that, you'd think Chinese, like the Chinese dragon. So definitely deserving of the number 4 slot. So now we're moving into the top 3, and in 3rd place is the SteamPunk texture pack, and this one is very, very awesome in my opinion, and one of the ones that's really close to the actual theme of the texture, being steampunk. So if you think of steampunk, you're going to think of kind of like mechanical, that kind of thing, and like clockwork mechanical, and that's exactly what this Ender Dragon looks like. It looks like it's a machine, like a flying dragon machine, and I just really, really like the look of it. It is definitely very steampunk and well deserving of the number 3 slot. In 2nd place, we have the cartoon texture pack, and this one is, I would say, is the most fun texture pack for the Ender Dragon, because look at it, look at his face. He is so it doesn't even look like a boss at this point. He looks like a friendly, like your friendly local dragon. Look at that face, just very cartoony, and it's just really good. I really, really like the look of this Ender Dragon, and I just thought it definitely deserved a high place on the top 10 list, and well deserving, of course, of number 2. Before we announce the number 1 Ender Dragon texture, let's just have a quick look at the other texture that didn't make the top 10 list. So here we are at number 1. In 1st place, it is the Greek Mythology texture pack, and I absolutely love the look of the Ender Dragon in this texture. It's absolutely amazing in my opinion. I love the fact that it's basically this bright golden kind of dragon, mythical beast, which is very, very fitting for the Greek mythology texture and just Greek mythology in general. When I think of Greek mythology, I think of the Greek gods like Zeus and Poseidon and that kind of thing. And this dragon, although there aren't really dragons in Greek mythology and that kind of thing, this thing, it just reminds me, it just looks like it's this powerful mythical beast, even like a god, like a dragon god. That's what it reminds me of, and in my opinion, it is well deserving over all the textures, and well deserving for that number 1 slot. So there you go then, guys. That is my top 10 Ender Dragon textures on Minecraft PlayStation 4. So as always, if you agree with my list or you think anything should be different, let me know in the comments below. Do you think that something else deserves the number 1 slot? Let me know in the comments below. It will be interesting to see. But as always, if you've enjoyed this video, then be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can see all upcoming videos from me, including potentially more top 10 videos for Minecraft. And of course, just Minecraft videos in general on this channel, if you enjoy that sort of thing. So again, thank you for checking this out. And until the next video, I'm going to say bye-bye for now. And I will see you all later.